All right, everybody, I am back with another YouTube video. And this season, well, this time, not this season, Lord Jesus. I'm starting out crazy already. But this time, I'm actually coming back every week for a review on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So today kicks off, well, the other day kicked off episode 1 of season 10. So this is the first season 10 of the Beverly Hills Housewives. Damn, I feel like it was more seasons than that. Maybe not. I'm just crazy. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. So episode 1 starts off with all of the girls, of course, packing. They getting ready to go somewhere, as they always do. These hoes rich. They got money. We ain't got to think about if they ain't never had it or if they got cars in repo or repossession and stuff like that. They got money, had money, slept on money, grew up on money. So we already know that. Let's keep it moving. So they all pack up to go to New York for New York Fashion Week. This was new for us because we've never known them to do fashion weeks, but I figured out why. Well, we've seen why. Cal actually has a fashion line, so she's invited everybody to go to New York to be at Fashion Week to see her fashion show, which I thought was nice. I mean, it's cool or whatever. I didn't know Cal knew anything about clothing as far as like making her own. This is new to me. I knew Dorit had a swimsuit line, I think. But I never knew Kyle did clothes. I'm gonna have to go back and do some research on some previous seasons, just to be sure. Cause I swear I don't remember her talking anything about clothes. But anyway, everybody packs up, go to New York for Fashion Week. Everyone shows up in New York. Some of the girls end up going to see Erica perform at a club. So of course she's still doing her live show. She sings, she dance, she wear her leotards. She actually looked good. And I actually watched one of her shows on YouTube. Someone recorded the whole hour show and it was hella good. And to be honest with you, Erica is my Erica Jane is my favorite housewife on Beverly Hills. And we're gonna keep it at that and keep it moving. After they all go to Erica's show the next day, it picks up where Kyle calls Dorit on the phone and was stressing out because she doesn't know everything. She don't know her details on her fashion show. How you got a fashion line and you don't know what's going on at your own show? Your show is in like a day or two, maybe 3 days. And you don't know what's going on? Kyle, you starting out bad already, sis. You starting out bad. But anyway, she talked to Dorit. Dorit said she gonna come in and help her. She kind of like forced her to help her from what it looks like. But I think Dorit kind of figured she needed the help. Dorit's been doing fashion for a while. She's been doing like clothing lines. She's done Fashion Week a few times from what she said. I've never noticed it. I don't really pay attention to Fashion Week like that. I'm not really big on celebrities like that in Fashion Week. I like the fashion. If I want it, I buy it. That's that. I don't keep up with all that. That's not my, you get what I'm saying. So they end up going to meet with, the creator of Kyle's clothing. And of course, Kyle doesn't know what she's doing. She's seeing all of these clothes for the first time outside of the samples that she's picked out and had delivered to her house. These are the words that are coming out of her mouth. She like them when she get the sample in the mail and that's that. So she gets to the warehouse. She start picking out stuff, pulling stuff off the rack. Yeah, I like this. I don't like this. I like this. I don't like this. I don't like the way this looks. I don't like the way this feels. And so the lady who poured all the samples for her, she was like, okay, well, we're going to make sure we have everything right for you. We're going to make sure you get stuff that you need, stuff that you don't want. We're going to figure it out. Meanwhile, Dorit standing in the corner like, girl, you don't know what the fuck you doing. In so many words. In the nice nasty way. She's like, let me jump in here and be Captain Save-A-Ho at this point. So the show director, Tracy, chimes in and asks, if it's something that you don't want or if it's something that you want, just pull everything that you want, everything that you like, and we will figure it out the rest later. At this point, we find out she has 45 pieces on this runway in the next couple days at Fashion Week. 45 pieces. And you don't know what's going on with your own show. So Dorit jumps in and helps. She saves the day. As they're leaving, little did Tracy know her mic was still on, her production was still in the building. She said, "I'm frustrated, I'm over it." And the other lady said, "Yeah, me too." And then meanwhile, they talk about Kyle and this old fashion line. But that's here nor hearsay. So moving on to the next scene. Erica Jane takes Teddy, Lisa, and Denise to her old go-go bar she used to dance at when she was a teenager, well, a teenager going into her 20s, when she was actually supposed to be in college in New York. And they end up going to this old place called, I want to say it's called Shakers. It's a go-go bar. And it was very interesting to know that Erica Jane used to be a almost stripper. But of course, she didn't show her breasts or her stuff down below. She just wore like bathing suits and danced on the pole and sing or whatever. I'm sure older men got a kick out of it. A few younger men back in the day, but those were the 80s and 90s. So I can't say. I don't know. I don't do strip clubs, nor male nor female. They don't do nothing for me, so I wouldn't know. And come to find out, Erica also shared with the girls that she never knew she didn't have any typing skills or business skills. All she knew was singing and dancing. That was her life. And going to this Shakers Club. And she wanted to get into modeling, but modeling wasn't working for her. So she ended up getting a job at Shakers. So I was actually impressed that she brought that up. I was actually intrigued. It gives us a little insight on Erica Jane's life a little bit. Because if you really notice, the only people that's on Beverly Hills Housewives that talk about their past are Kyle. And a few of like Lisa Rinna sometimes and Kyle. But Kyle, of course, grew up in the Hollywood business because she used to be a actor as a child, so and a teenager going to her 20s and 30s. So it was good to know a little about Erica's past. And we introduce some melatonin to Beverly Hills. So they usher in Garcella. For a few people who don't know, Garcella is a very well-known actress in Black Hollywood and Hollywood period. She also played on Coming to America. She was Jamie Foxx's love interest in the Jamie Foxx show. I was very excited to see her on Beverly Hills Housewives. Beverly Hills Housewives ain't had no color on it they ain't had no color on it, period. So I'm actually glad to see this. It's good that they broke the cast up a little bit, kind of gave it a little extra room for another type of race. Of course, I like my Beverly Hills Housewives regardless, but it was actually, I was excited to see a Black girl on the cast of Beverly Hills that is actually living that lifestyle. So it was kind of refreshing to see a new face. Of course, Lisa Vanderpump is out. Who cares? Moving on. We don't care about her. She should have been gone a long time ago. Blah. Garcella goes out to lunch with Teddy, Erica, and then, of course, Denise shows up. Well, Teddy and Denise, and then Erica shows up in this big, expensive ass fur white and gold coat and just steals the show like she always does. I live for Erica. Can't nobody tell me nothing about Erica Jane. She will always be my favorite until she fuck up. But I highly doubt that'll happen. So they end up having drinks. Denise and Erica fall in love with Garcella because they find out that she loves to drink. She's a party girl. Hey, we like to party. I'm all for it too. So after that, Lisa takes a day trip to the Dolce & Gabbana condo, and I didn't understand the part of that scene. I guess her friend was trying on Dolce & Gabbana clothes, maybe. I'm not sure. I like Lisa Rinna, though. She's cool. That scene was kind of... Yeah, we're going to move on. It wasn't nothing interesting going on. She went to the condo. I'm sure it's over $1 million worth of stuff in that condo, but Needless to say, she went on a tour of the condo. Moving along, whatever. The girls end up going out for day drinks later on in the day, and they're all sitting around at the table. They order their drinks. Of course, Teddy brings up the fact that Denise's ex-husband, Charlie Sheen, has went on his social media platform and pretty much was like, she's a coward for keeping me on child support this long still, and he wants to get off child support. And pretty much he just went on a whole rampage. And if anybody knows, Charlie Sheen is a fool. He will say whatever come to his mouth, say how he feel, mean what he feel and what he say, and that's just that. And the girls was a little concerned because it was like, Denise, what are you gonna do? Like, do you have a lawyer? Are you taking legal action, legal advice? Have you got any legal advice? Denise, like, no, I haven't done that. I don't need a lawyer. I don't think I'm gonna get one. I may not even show up to court. Denise, I ain't no attorney. I ain't been to law school. Never thought about going to law school because I don't like all that reading. I like history, but I don't like all that reading and study. It's too much. I had a friend that went to law school. I think I might have talked to him maybe 2, 3, I say maybe 24 hours in the whole time I've been knowing him. But he's finally graduated. He graduated last year. And remind you, I've been knowing him for about 3 years. That tells you a lot. But the girls kind of try to persuade her, like, Denise, you may want to get a lawyer about this because if he's gonna try to get off paying child support, I'm not sure if it's gonna hurt her or not, but you may need that income for your girls that they're becoming teenagers. And you got one in high school, one that's finna go into college, if I'm correct. Well, the one in high school is getting ready to go into college, and then you got a middle schooler going into high school. Yeah, you're gonna need that. Tuition is not cheap. And you live in Malibu. So I'm sure they probably gonna want to go to an Ivy League school or do something extravagant. And I'm sure you're not really doing much, as it sees a little bit later in the season that you may end up quitting Beverly Hills Housewives. So you may want to look into getting a lawyer, sis. That may be the best option. I'm typically not the one to give legal advice, considering the job I work for, the company that I work for. But yeah, that might be something you want to get a lawyer on. And of course, the girls try to persuade her to get a lawyer. Denise was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing it. I might not even show up to court. That might be a bad look for you, Denise. But needless to say, that's what your decision is. That's your decision. Moving right along. So the girls, of course, get together again later that night for a dinner party to celebrate Kyle's fashion show the next day. Everybody gets dressed. Of course, they put on their expensive garments, expensive shoes. The girls can dress. And there is this new character or a new friend of the show. I don't know who she is, but her name is Sutton. Sutton is reading the girls for fifth. She got onto Erica's shirt dress or whatever you want to call it, being too short, her ass is out. But that's Erica. That's how Erica dresses. She's an entertainer. But that's how she dresses. She read Erica. She read Teddy's romper. She was reading everybody from left to right. And like, my thing is, your first impression is either gonna make you or break you. Sis, the way you just let everybody have it, and you just got in the door, yeah, they're gonna let you have it at the reunion, I'm sure. But she didn't hold back at all. She was reading everybody. She had an opinion about everything. And I wouldn't mind seeing her again. But she might want to keep it cute because she got the right cast, because they will get back with her ass. Also at the dinner, of course, everybody's just having drinks, eating, they casual conversation. Teddy decides to make an announcement to everyone at the table. I thought it was kind of strange at first the way Kyle did it. She was like, okay, so I've said what I needed to say. Now Teddy needs to make her, Teddy has a speech to tell everybody. And Teddy was looking like, No, I don't. But she ended up telling anyway. Of course, we find out that Teddy's pregnant. Woohoo. I really wasn't expecting it. But if I was gonna expect it, I would have probably expected her to get pregnant before anybody else. Because all of the other girls are up in age, I think. Their kids are like high school or if not college, if not grown. So she is kind of like the youngest on the cast, I think. But I'm not sure how old Dorit is. But I want to say Teddy is the youngest girl on the cast. And I think she might be the most athletic girl on the cast as well. So I could see how that happened. I like Teddy. Teddy and her husband, they're cool. I like Teddy. So congratulations to Teddy. She made the announcement that she's pregnant. Everybody's excited for her, of course. Um, After the dinner, everybody goes their separate ways or whatever. And then the next day is the photo shoot. This is where things get interesting. Kyle is in the car on the way to not the photo shoot, Lord Jesus, I'm losing my mind this evening. She's on the way to her fashion show. Her fashion show is maybe like 2-3 hours away. And her publicist call her on the phone while she's in the car and tells her, Tracy, the fashion show director or fashion show producer, the person who choreographs the show, whatever. This is new to me. You know, I don't do fashion shows and fashion, so I don't know. But the publicist tells Kyle that Tracy told him to keep Kyle away from her during the show. How are you going to tell the publicist to keep the fashion designer away from the fashion show producer? That's kind of odd. But okay. It didn't work. Kyle stopped. She still spoke to her. She still told her what she wanted, what was gonna happen. Kyle was I think she was being a little petty when she went up to her, Tracy, and said, "Hey, my daughters are gonna be in the show, so I just wanted to let you know." Of course, the show director Tracy, she played it out. She was like, "Oh, that's great. That's fine. We're just getting everything lined up. I want to make sure everything is color coordinated and how everything's gonna go out in a certain way. So that's fine. They can just pick an outfit, put them in line. We'll figure out where they're gonna go." Kyle's like, "Bitch, don't piss me off today. What I say is gonna go, regardless if you want me near you or not. It's gonna happen." So I thought that was kind of interesting. Of course, if you've seen fashion shows online or via Facebook or ever been to a fashion show, you know what goes on behind scenes. The same thing went on behind scenes at Kyle show. Stuff didn't fit right. People couldn't wear certain things. Something was missing. They wanted you to show much more skin. Some people wanted you to show less skin. The shoes don't fit right. But it ended up being amazing. I can say Kyle had some great pieces. She really did. She had some great clothes. Consider Erica is my favorite housewife on Beverly Hills thus far. And no one has took her place thus far. Her outfit on that runway was a fool. If anybody should have been half naked, it should have been Erica Jane. But I digress. It wasn't my show. They talked about Teddy walk. Teddy does walk like a lumberjack worker. She walks like she chopped down trees for firewood and selling to the village people. She really does. She walks like her shoulders sit up real high, and it's funny. And I mean, hey, she got a husband, she's got a child on the way, so somebody loves it, and she's rich, so somebody like it. Her walk is a fool, but that's not my business. Everyone looked it great in the show. Of course, again, Kyle had great pieces on that runway, and of course, the person that stole the show for me was Lisa Rinna. Mama had on a bathing suit. And I don't know if that was a robe, a satin robe or a silk robe, or if it was supposed to be a skirt or maybe a jacket or some type of, it was like a long silk robe. Mama looked good. She looked good. And she was the last one to walk. They put the best person at the end of the show. She looked it good. Now I was expecting her to do another walkthrough like most fashion shows do, but they didn't. Lisa Rinna walked off stage. The show was over. The show was over. The end. Just like that. No introduction, no nothing. No clap, no round of applause or nothing. Everybody just got up and went separate ways, which was kind of strange. So, of course, everybody was congratulating Kyle on her fashion show and let her know everything looked nice. It went well. There were no mishaps on the runway. And that pretty much was episode 1. I mean, it wasn't a whole lot. They was in New York. I'm sure they're gonna take probably about 3-4 more trips this season. But this is my favorite housewife. This is my favorite group of housewives. And my second favorite, of course, is Atlanta. Atlanta's about to go off. It kind of was boring this season, but we'll maybe talk about that next season. I ain't even doing a review on that reunion or nothing. It's gonna be about Beverly Hills because these are my girls. After the show ends, there is a cliffhanger. I'm really gonna be anxious and I can't wait to see how it plays out. But Denise stopped actually filming with the cast shortly after Fashion Week because there has been a rumor circulating for the past couple weeks or probably a month or two that she actually has been having an affair on her husband with Brandy Glanville. Now, for people who don't know, Brandy Glanville was on Housewives of Beverly Hills, I think from season 1 up until maybe season 7 or 8. I think she might have been gone 2 seasons, so she probably been up until like season 7, maybe, I think. But she ended up being reintroduced to the cast last season through Denise because none of the old cast members really wanted her there. I'm not sure if she actually didn't get her wine glass. So she used to be an actual castmate. Then she got reduced to a friend of the show. And now she came back last season as a friend of the show. So I'm not sure if they're going to put her on this season. Hopefully they will because I actually liked Brandy. She wasn't my favorite because she was messy as shit. But I liked Brandy. So hopefully they bring her back. But yeah, there was a cliffhanger that Denise stopped filming with the cast for a lot of episodes. And she didn't want to talk about it because she was in hot water about there's possibly been an affair with Brandy Glanville on her husband. I'm just like, out of all the people you have an affair with, you had it with Brandy? She ain't got nothing to lose, really. So we're going to see how that turns out. Of course, like the video. Please comment. Subscribe if you want to keep updates on this. I like the Housewives of Beverly Hills. Yeah, we'll see what happens next week. And stay tuned. Bye.